What's up, everybody? It's the Chill Scrub. I'm coming back at you with another video. Today is a leg day, something I'm really not fond of, but I know I need to work on it because I think it's like my weakest part of my body. I realize that I'm very top heavy, so bench pressing, working on my back, abs, that's great for me, but my legs, they just don't grow. I don't think it's in my genetic lottery. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the topic. The topic is how men, or average men, are ignored, and they're only wanted when things get real. They're ignored by women, they're ignored by society. But first, I'm going to speak on the women behalf before I get on the society part. Women ignore the average guy throughout his entire lifetime, right? And especially nowadays, when you look at how society is going, when you have ugly chicks that want the top tier guys, you have mid-looking chicks that want the top tier guys, and you got chicks that are above average, or I'll say seven and up. They want the top tier guys, right? And in the red pill space or the manosphere space, they will say hypergamy. Now, what makes it so annoying is that to me, the average guy is the one who put society on his back, right? When I see how women treat the average guy, he is simply invisible. A woman, and I know this is going to be a controversial take, and for any women who are watching this or any men that are simps, I advise you to click off right now. A woman would rather date, sleep with, and be in a relationship with a bum before she be in a relationship with an average man. Let me tell you why. The bum is easy to control, especially in this society in 2023 where women are empowered, right? She knows that man needs her, needs the car, needs the house, needs the clothes, needs the physical validation, needs the mental validation, all these things from her. So he is easily manipulated. The average guy, on the other hand, he doesn't need that as much as the low value man or the bum does, the Pookie and Ray Ray does. He is, on the other hand, he doesn't have everything together, but he can still hold his own, He might have an apartment and like a Toyota Corolla or a simple Hyundai Accord or something like that. Nothing spectacular, but he can manage, right? He works a typical 9-to-5 job, makes anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000 a year. He's doing his own thing. He's trying as best as he can, but that's not what they want. And the thing about that average guy is, for a woman to be with him, it's going to require her to put in work, and the woman has to understand that he has just as much power as she does. She can't get away with certain types of manipulation tactics because he doesn't have to go for it. She sees for herself that he can hold his own. And now going forward to the high value guy, this is the reason why they will fight, or they would rather have a high value guy, or they rather share a high value guy than be with the average guy, is because that's what they actually want. And with me saying that, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. If that's what you want, that's what you want. But it leaves the average guy in a peculiar situation, Most of us, if we're going to be realistic, I'm not gonna sell you the high value, red pill, mythical dream that all of us are going to be millionaires and we're all going to be these top level guys. It's impossible. There's a hierarchy for a reason. And I'm not saying that it's impossible for everyone. Some people are going to make it, but most of us aren't. So I'm going to speak on the realism, right? I promote you being happy with what you can do. Long as you feel is in your heart that you're not bullshitting yourself and you're doing the most you can with what you got, you hold your head up high and you be happy. The thing about it is, with the high value guy is, and I know I made a deep pause, it's because I just got so angry thinking about it. Once the high value man has his fun, and it's cold, but it's true. Once that high value man has his fun with all the women, or the bums have all their fun with all the women, the average guy is there to pick up the pieces. and that absolutely sucks. And women don't think about this until they get old. And when I mean by old, I mean 35 plus. And the saddest thing I still see to this day is when I see 35 plus year old women in the club. Take your old ass home. Seriously. It's embarrassing. Now let's get on society, right? Society craps on the average guy. It's bad enough that women crap on them intentionally and unintentionally, but when society does it as well, there's no benefit. And a lot of these dudes, they turn into these incels or these no-lifers, or they play the game, or they have the porn addiction, or all these kind of crazy things, and society condemns them for it, but they feed into it. He doesn't make enough money to be the high value man. I'm not saying that every dude is out here working their ass off. No, there's a lot of lazy people, and you get what you get. But for the hardest working people in here, I can attest to it. Not all of us are gonna make it, and I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. But when you're working these jobs like coal mining and construction, bricklaying, and all these high manual labor jobs, let's even go break it down to warehouse, and you can barely scrape by in the economy that you're in, right? And then you allow women to not only say they don't want them, that's one thing if that's your preference, you don't want them, but to downright demean these men that make society run, the truck drivers, the male teachers, the firefighters, the policemen, all these guys that get demeaned because they're not this top tier guy that everybody has been sold on the internet to be, that is mentally damaging beyond repair, and people don't care at all. Think about it. Why would an average man even want to try at that point? At some point, I look at it, right? Because I used to condemn them too. I'm like, yeah, stop watching this, stop doing this, stop doing this. But then at the same time, I'm like, we're all human and we all want social validation to some degree. If you say you don't, you're a liar. You're an absolute liar. We all want it. And when there's no light at the end of the tunnel, and you sit there and look at it and you're like, well, I can't get any women. Society promotes this behavior. What else am I going to do? Seriously. Yes, I can tell people to go to the gym all day long, right? And I can tell them to do this and I can tell them to do that. But when I look at it, I'm like, I feel, especially in this day and age, I haven't been single in the last 7 years. And as I've been watching from the outside, and it's only gotten worse. So much so that I can't blame them anymore. Society's broken, and they have broken the average dude. And I'll sit here and tell you like this, like I tell every woman I talk to, and they hate when I say this. I'm like, look, that man that you have in your life, I'm not talking about these fake ass nice guys. I'm talking about that really good dude. He's not everything perfect, because neither are you. Show him love and gratitude for the things he do to you. I tell women every single day, a man will move a mountain for you. And all you have to do is just treat him right. And when you look at the attitudes of women in society, they treat men, especially average men, as they are disposable, right? The Pookies and Ray Rays are better off than the average man because, one, they don't give a crap. Two, women are so mentally warped to think that toxic traits are masculinity when they're not. And the high value man is always coveted because he has access to resources, right? And even when it comes down to the definition of a high value man, a lot of people in my eyes have it wrong. In my opinion, a high value man is a man that is wise, that sticks to his principles, that can get things done. It doesn't have to do necessarily with financial gain, but with those qualities, typically having financial stability comes with it. Not every time, but most of the time, financial stability comes with it. But a lot of women are deluded to thinking that financial stability is having billions or millions of dollars. Even $500,000 for the average man is not going to happen, And I'll look at this red pill stuff, and I'll look at the incel stuff, and I'm like, what is an average man to actually do when you sit there and think about it? The high value red pill podcast stuff. They beating you over the head with, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this. It's hyperbole. The incel, they're two extremes. One is doom and gloom, and the other one is selling you a fantasy. And a lot of people, whether they want to admit it or not, the reason why the red pill is so attractive, even though they look at their day-to-day life and notice the reality, it's the dream, it's the hope. There is nothing more painful than true despair. I'm sorry, there's nothing like it. If you have felt it before, you know what I'm talking about. There is nothing like it. And when people try to sell this dream crap that I don't agree with average guys, I'm like, look, I'm an average dude and I fucking struggle, right? I go to the gym, I have a decent body, I make decent money. I'm not the best, but I'm doing okay, right? Now let's take the guy that has autism, Down syndrome, mild depression, all these other things going on with us. Like, what do you say to him? There's no amount of bull crap you can sell to him that's going to make his life any better, especially when it comes down to women. Right? Now we can all sit there and give the whole, oh yeah, you can just do it for yourself, but at the end of the day, we're social creatures, as I said before, and we all seek validation. Don't give me this bullshit about all I need is myself. You sound like a fucking woman. You sound like one of these women that are out here that's 40 years old that's talking about I don't need a man, but they sit at home and cry. Let's be real. My solution is to lower the standards of people. Society standards for average men or men in general is just way too damn high. I'm not saying that we should be lazy bums. I'm not saying that we should not put in the work. We should not put in the effort. I'm definitely not saying that. We should always put forth our best effort and work as hard as we possibly can. But to use a top 10% or a top 20% and use that as the standard, look at the side effects it's causing. It's just like in a basketball reference, if I would say the standard is Michael Jordan. The standard is Kobe Bryant. As much as I don't like LeBron James, the standard is LeBron James. These are once in a generation people. These are top 10% or even top 5% players. You can't expect every man to be that, and society expect every man to be that, or sell them the dream that they can be that, or sell women the dream that they can always achieve this kind of man or get this kind of man. It's simply impossible. And the side effects that have happened is male self-deletion rates have gone up to an astronomical rate. Depression is at an all-time high, and I don't even think it's depression anymore. I just think it's just straight despair. Because when it comes down to despair, you just there's nothing you can do. It's checkmate, right? Look at the side effects, guys. But that's the end of the video. I think this is my last set. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you next time. Peace.